Hello everyone, this is Shiv Prem, a legal intern at Lexis and Company, and currently pursuing DLLB honors from Central University of South Bihar. So in today's session, I am dealing with the climate change laws in India, and in the first part I had gone through the introduction part, the climate change laws in India, and further in this video I will be dealing some major climate laws. So starting the major climate laws with National Action Plan on Climate Change 2008. This plan outlines 8 national missions running until 2020. This includes solar energy efficiency, sustainable habitat, green India, water, Himalayan ecosystems, agriculture, and a strategic knowledge of climate change. Further, National Electricity Plan 2012. The plan fourth chapter deals with the initiatives and measures of GHG mitigation, that is greenhouse gases mitigation, and aims to keep carbon dioxide intensity declining while massively expanding rural access and increasing power generation to meet the demands of a rapidly growing country. Further, I am dealing with the post-Copenhagen domestic action 2010. On 10th May 2010, India released its greenhouse gases emissions inventory for 2007 with the aim of enabling informed decision making and to ensure transparency. India has become the first non-annexer, that is the developing country, to publish such updated numbers. India has announced a levy, a clean energy case on coal at the rate of rupees 50. That time it was $1 per ton, which will apply to both domestically produced and imported coal. This money will go into a national clean energy fund that will be used for funding research, innovative projects in clean energy technologies, and environmental remedial programs. Expected earnings were 500 million US dollars for the financial year 2010 and 11. So now let us deal with traffic policy 2006. Yeah, under the Electricity Act 2003 and the National Traffic Policy 2006, the central and the state electricity regulatory commissions must purchase a certain percentage of grid-based power from renewable sources. Human basic needs such as food, water, health, and shelter are affected by the climate. Changes in climate may threaten these needs with increased temperatures, sea level rise, change in precipitation, and more frequent or intense extreme events. This is why climate change is an international issue. Climate change is a global phenomenon closely tied to fossil fuel based development, which exposes states to various degrees of vulnerability. International law needs to develop a system of mitigation and adaptation to climate change that enables a state to adjust more readily to new data and requirements, and which takes into account the wide range of different national interests. The response of the international community to this challenge has been to develop an international climate change regime initiated by the United Nations Framework Convention on climate change. The negotiation framework created by the convention resulted in Kyoto Protocol adopted on 11 December 1997, which came into force on 16 February 2005, and in the Paris Agreement adopted by decision at the 21st session of the Conference of the Parties in December 2015, which came into force on 4th November 2016. So now, what was this Kyoto Protocol 1997? Let us see about this. The Kyoto Protocol is an international treaty which extends the 1992 United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change that commits state parties to reduce greenhouse gases emissions based on the scientific consequences that global warming is occurring and that human-made carbon dioxide emissions are driving it. The Kyoto Protocol establishes the obligations to reduce controlled greenhouse gases, but the responsibility to reduce emissions refers only to developed nations. The Kyoto system was to run to the end of 2012, by which time negotiations should have concluded with the setting of a new compliance period. After an arduous negotiation process and important delays, the Doha Amendment to the Kyoto Protocol was adopted on 8 December 2010 and includes new committees, developed parties, and a commitment period from 1st January 2013 to 31st December 2020. The Doha Amendment has not entered into force, and it's difficult to anticipate when the amendment may enter into force. Taking into account the limits of the Kyoto Protocol model, and then a new negotiation process was open to adopt an agreement forming the foundation for the climate action post 2020. The Paris Agreement includes a general commitment to take ambitious efforts to combat climate change and adapt to its effects, with enhanced support to assist developing countries to do so. This new agreement demands all parties, either developed and developing, to put forward their best efforts through nationally determined contributions and to strengthen these efforts in the years ahead. Preparations for the implementation of the Paris Agreement have been the main focus of the discussion in the first session of the Conference of the Parties, serving as the meeting of the parties to the Paris Agreement held from 15 to 18 November 2016. These selections include works that analyze the challenge involved in developing an international regime on climate change and examine in detail the climate international treaties and their most significant elements. So, human-induced climate change has contributed to changing patterns of extreme weather across the globe, from longer and hotter heat waves to heavier rains. From a broad perspective, all weather events are now connected to climate change. While natural variability continues to play a key role in extreme weather, climate change has shifted the odds and changed the natural limits, making certain types of extreme weather more frequent and more intense. While our understanding of how climate change affects extreme weather is still developing, evidence suggests that extreme weather may be affected even more than anticipated. Extreme weather is on the rise, and the indications are that it will continue to increase in both predictable and unpredictable ways. That's all for now. Let us meet you in the next session. Thank you.